Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Shreya, Assistant Manager in State Bank of India. So I welcome you guys on my channel. If you are new, then do press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you guys get an update of it. So I hope you guys are doing well. So in this video I'll be discussing about general awareness strategy, because many of you guys asked me, as I used to discuss that GA is an important section in your selection. So you guys kept on asking that what should be the approach to dealing with this particular section. If you guys are preparing, then you guys can check out my videos in the description, whichever you find useful for yourself. So as I have discussed preparation strategy earlier as well, but in this video I'll be discussing specifically the GS section, that how you should approach or what should be your preparation methodology for GS section. See, it can be different for every individual. I'm not saying that this is a universal way out. So first I'll be talking about into how many parts this particular section is divided. Okay, so if I talk about the banking exam, then it is divided into broad three parts. Okay, the first one is your current affairs, and the second one is your banking awareness, and the third one is your static GA. Okay, and if I talk about other exam like SSC or something, then there are two parts. Although in the previous times the GA that used to come, there were no current affairs, but in the past few years, as we have seen, that they have started asking questions from current affairs as well. I mean, it is having a good weightage in SSC, CGL or CHSL exams. You can see that. Okay, so there is current affairs, static GA, and in static GA they ask you question from social studies, science as well. So this section is not there in banking. So I think you guys can understand the difference between the pattern in banking and pattern in SSC. I'll be talking about the preparation strategy for both banking and SSC exams, so that if a candidate is preparing for these two exams, then how can he find out a way out to prepare for both exams simultaneously. Okay, so first I'll be discussing about the banking awareness section. Okay, for banking. So see, in banking awareness, there are few big topics that you should know. You don't need to have an in-depth knowledge about banking, like what is the NPA provisioning, or how is the process of a loan documentation or anything like that. That has nothing to do with your examination. The actual banking starts after you join your bank. So before that, the topics that you are supposed to prepare is like, I'll mention a few topics, like you have to have an idea about the Reserve Bank of India. When was it founded? How does it function? What are the powers of RBI? What are the various acts, like Banking Instrument Act, the Negotiable Instrument Act, the RBI Act? These all topics you need to know. Okay, and then comes to the history of other banks like SBI, then the private banks, all these things. I mean, just a basic knowledge of it, like who are the chairperson or who are the chairman of these particular organization. Then the second topic that is important is your money market, right? The treasury bills, or capital market is there, the shares, bonds, debenture, commodity market, commercial bills. These all topics are there. So I'll repeat it again: Reserve Bank, its functions, its history, same for the other banks. Then your capital market, money market, shares, bonds, debenture, commodity market, then repo rate, reverse repo rate, open market operations. These are some big topics through which questions are being asked every year. So what you guys should do for banking awareness is, like, you should get any PDF. Okay, I'll give a link to these topics in the description. A few PDFs I'll be listing, so that you can have idea that what should be the material through which you should prepare, and through which I prepared. I'll be discussing it with you. And in case if you have any query, I mean, suppose if you read a particular topic in that PDF and you're not able to get the correct idea of it, then you can Google it, or you can watch videos on YouTube as well. So simply memorize the terms that are mentioned, and in case of any query, just Google it or watch videos, so that you can have a basic knowledge of these topics. You'll have to memorize it, you'll have to understand it, because yes, it has a good percentage in terms of your mains examination in a banking section. Okay, so moving ahead to the next topic, that is your current affairs. So in current affairs, there are again a few broad topics that are there. First is your national news, your international news. These two topics are there, the major one. In national news, all sort of things are covered, like any government scheme that is being announced, or any kind of major development in terms of economy or in society that are in news that you should know. Then sports or something, then awards, if it is there, then any report of a organization like UN, WHO, any indexes in which India's ranking is mentioned, or which country has topped into, like the happiness index is there, the poverty index, the human development index. These all types of indexes are there, which are updated every year, so you should have an idea of it. Reports are there, certain surveys are there. So I think you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. If a person is there in news, like suppose if a new president is appointed in a particular country, then you should know. If a head of any big organization like UN or Asian Development Bank or any other organization, if a new person is appointed, then you should know that. So these all topics are there in your current affairs section. So current affair is something that is a continuous process. So these all topics are there. And same if I talk about SSC, then obviously these all topics are there. All I mean, more or less these all topics are similar. The only thing that is different, that in banking may ask you questions specifically related more to the banking sector or the economy sector. Like if a bank has introduced a new scheme, or if SBI has introduced anything new, then they can ask you that. If there is some merger or acquisition, then that can come in your examination. So I'm not saying that economy related news cannot be there in SSC. Yes, it can be there, but it is of major importance if you talk about your banking exam. So mergers or any kind of schemes related to banks or any organization, or any decision of Reserve Bank, or if RBI levies any penalty on any organization or financial institution, that you'll have to know. So these all topics are there in banking and SSC. In SSC, obviously these all news are there: national, international news, sports news, your awards are there, indexes are there, these all topics are there. Okay, then moving to the third section, that is static GK. So static GK is common, I mean, in both banking and in SSC exam. So in static GK, there are few topics. If I talk about banking and SSC, the common topics are like your dams, rivers, then thermal power plant, the days, I mean the UN international days, they are there in news, or headquarters can be there. I mean, they can ask you a question, then where is the headquarter of World Bank, or where is the headquarter of International Court of Justice. So these all topics can come. And in terms of your then wildlife sanctuaries, bird sanctuaries, they can be asked. Famous places in India, or famous geographical locations like the mountain ranges or something, these all topics are there. So in banking, this section covers comparatively less weightage, but in SSC, static GA is important, and in SSC few more topics are added on, like your social studies, history, civics, geography, economics. Then in science, there is physics, chemistry, biology, these all topics you'll have to study. So this is the difference if we talk about in banking and SSC examination. So I hope I am clear about the exact syllabus. You guys can note it down, and you can simply see that you should touch every single topic. See, it is not possible to grasp all the topics, but yes, you should try or give your 100% so that you can cover the maximum of it. Okay, so now I'll be talking about what should be your approach for the GA section. This was the discussion of the syllabus, that what all topics are covered. I mentioned it broadly. Maybe I would have skipped a few topics or something, so I apologize for that. So but I just discussed these topics so that you guys can have an idea that what all major parts you have to cover. Okay, so moving ahead, that how much time you should devote. See, if you're in your initial days of preparation, like if you have not given a prelims examination yet, then I would say then you should prepare, or you should give at least 1 hour or 1.5 day to your GA section. that you should do on a daily basis. I mean, whenever you study, find out time for GA section as well, along with your preparation of mathematics, reasoning and English for the prelims. And once your mains examination is due, like fortunately if you guys qualify your prelims, then in that case you should increase this time span. So what you guys should do is, for these three individual sections, download the PDFs, like for banking awareness, for current affairs and for static GK. Many websites are there: Testbook, Grade Up, Adda 247, Olive Board, Practice Mock, etc, etc. That is totally your choice. Whatever you find comfortable for you, whatever is easy to understand for you, you guys can download it individual topic wise, or maybe a consolidated or combined PDF. You can take that out. And yes, they publish monthly magazines as well. I mean, for every month or even weekly, daily basis news are also there, so you guys can see that out. And what I'll be mentioning is that GA is something that is a continuous thing, okay, general awareness. So I mean, I don't think that it is possible to cover up the entire GA of past 6 months. I mean, current affair basically I'm talking about, because it is the most important section or the major section. So I don't think that it is possible to cover up your entire current affairs in a span of 20-25 days or something. After giving your prelims exam, if you find it that okay, there are chances of me getting selected in pre, then now I should focus on GA, because at that time you guys will have to prepare for your other sections also. I mean, the level of other sections will also rise. So in that case, if you will start preparing for GA right from the bottom line, then I must say that it is going to be a difficult task in banking. And if you talk about SSC, then obviously in SSC GA is asked in your prelims only. Later on there is no discussion of general awareness. So in prelims only you have to prepare for GA, then there is no question, you will have to give your time. I mean, it is equally important if you talk about comparing the other sections. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, that right from day one you should start developing or inculcating a habit of giving time to GS section. This was the thing that I used to do. I have discussed it in one of my videos, that is in my journey from to being an SBI PO. I have discussed it, that this was the mistake that I committed in my first mains. I first qualified the SBI clerical mains, and at that time only I committed this mistake, that I gave my prelims exam, and then I was not certain whether I'll be getting selected or not. Fortunately I got selected, and then I mean, although I was giving some time to GA after my pre, but once the result came and I was qualified, it was like a nightmare for me to cover up the entire GA within just 20 days or something. And yes, I used to keep on reiterating repetitive revisions I used to do, but that was of no use. And the examination, I mean, I did a blunder. I forgot almost everything, that whatever I had prepared, so my performance was nil. I learned from this mistake that next year, I mean in 2019, when I was going to give my exam for other exams, so I didn't do the same mistake. Starting from January, I started preparing for my GA section along with these three other sections. And I gave my SSC examination, and gave my SBI PO examination as well. So in SSC I could not clear by 5-10 marks, but yes, I was selected in the SBI PO mains. So I was covering the entire GA from January, February till July. The exam was in July, so I had a good base of it. So I want you guys to do the same thing, that you should revise GA on a daily basis. At least give 1 or 1.5 hours for this particular section, so that it would not become a burden for you once you're eligible for appearing in your mains exam. So within that 1 or 2 hours, what you have to do, you have to regularly revise the PDFs, be it once you revise your current affair, or if you wish, you revise the static GA, or if you are willing, then solve the daily quizzes, or these all things you can do, so that you are in a continuous process of revising GA. Because if the link is broken, like if you skip it for 10-15 days, then I am telling you guys, it is very hard to get back on track easily. It is very difficult. So keep it in your daily routine, giving time to GS section. In the description, I'll be mentioning few links of the PDFs that I have discussed with you guys. And yes, if I talk about the SSC GA, then you can take any good book for preparing your the social science and science paper. Like you can take a book of Lucent general knowledge, or Arihant book is there. So you guys can take any book for preparing this particular section, and for the other topics both are common. So this was all that I wanted to discuss about the general awareness section. In case if you have any query, then you can mention it in the comment section. I'll try to resolve it, or any videos that you guys want to see, you can suggest it to me in the comment section as well. And if you like the videos that I post, then do press the like button, share it with your friends, and again I'm repeating, press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so that whenever I post a video, you guys can get an update of it and we can stay connected together. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, stay blessed, bye bye.